All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Cobra Trading. I haven't done a video in quite some time. Bitcoin is just ripping like right off the charts and everything. So I figured why not go ahead and, do a whole chart analysis. That's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking a look at targets. We're going to be taking a look at resistances, price action, whole bunch of awesome stuff. Everything that you guys need to know to make a better informed decision about probably your next move if you're not in the market already. So without any further ado, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button, help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and let's go ahead and get right into the charts. All right, so the first thing I want to take a look at, obviously, is the weekly chart. We'll go ahead and work our way down. I don't really want to go too past beyond like maybe the 1 hour time frame if we even have time to get there. Again, I want to keep the video short, maybe, 8, 10, 12 minutes at most, so that it's actually watchable, okay? So obviously right here, this is BLX, okay? We are at major resistance right now. So this is going to look a little bit differently on some of the other charts, but I like using this on the high time frames because this has literally, literally all of Bitcoin's price action. We all know this, especially if you've been around for quite some time. Okay, so this is pretty much where we're at right now. We are in bullish territory with our KMAC. We got bullish volume coming in. However, it's below on the weekly, at least it's below the moving average. RSI is looking good. It was stagnant here for a couple weeks, and now it's breaking back up above that 56 mark. So very important there. In general, it's looking really good here. Okay. Now, the one thing I am going to note, however, is that we are at a pretty major level of resistance, and we'll get more into detail about other levels of resistance in just a couple minutes here. But just keep that in mind. Like 50K, anywhere between 50, 55K in general is going to be pretty major resistance for Bitcoin, especially where we're at now with these candle tops. Okay, we're basically facing very, very strong resistance on the weekly chart right here. Breaking through this would obviously be super bullish. Okay, so that's kind of where we are on the weekly. There's not really too much else to be going over. Obviously, everything is super bullish on the weekly. It's looking pretty nice. So if we take one step down and we take a look at the daily chart, this is kind of what we got. Okay, so we've got increasing bullish volume here. KMAC and stuff, heading back into bullish territory here. However, the momentum has flipped over, and it looks like these momentum bars are getting smaller and smaller for the bullish side, which is maybe not necessarily a good thing, but in general, this is all looking very good here. We use the 56 mark on the RSI as support, and now the price action is continuing to move further up. Okay, so you'll see here on this chart, if we get rid of all that stuff, that I've got this big level of support here. Okay, everybody knows this chart. Everybody has seen this. This is what's been going on with Bitcoin since the new year. Okay, for basically a year of what's been going on here. So we've got this major level of resistance up here at about 53,000. That was our previous top. Okay, before we had this like 3-wave, or maybe it was a 5-wave, and you could consider this like a truncated fifth if we're talking about Elliott wave theory. Please keep that resistance in mind. Okay, don't get super bullish up here at the breakout. If you long here, you're going to want to wait and then, probably try to find some kind of a retrace or something. And that's what we're going to dive a little bit deeper into. Actually, real quickly, before we go down to the 4-hour chart, this is my main chart. This is what I have charted on Binance. Okay, the Binance pairing BTC USDT. Obviously, we can change this to green. This is support now. This is still resistance. This is still resistance. And for now, this has turned into support for now, okay, on the daily chart at least. So with this channel, this is what I really want to be getting into here. We never retested 45K, which is a little bit worrisome for me. We floated around this consolidation area here between about 47 and 48.5 for only 2 candles, and then we just really started rocketing off. So everybody's been going in full up only mode and stuff like that. Be very careful with that. Okay. The long opportunity, the initial long opportunity was down here at 40 and down here at 30K. Okay. So if you didn't catch this, you had an opportunity here. You had another opportunity down in here. If you didn't catch any of these and you're thinking about getting into a long here, you might get burned on that. There's a couple important things that are happening here. The first thing is obviously we've broken out of this huge parallel channel, okay? The second thing is that we've had this level of prior resistance, which we actually also just broke out of. Now the price is, retracing a little bit. We're getting a little wick up here. Obviously, there's still 8 hours left to go on this daily candle, but in general, a lot of bullish days here back to back, almost 10 bullish days in a row, okay? So as we start climbing up to my second spot target up here, there's a couple notable levels that are more visible on the 4-hour chart. So I think that if we can close a daily candle above here, above our previous top, okay, which was basically, I guess, 52,700, 52,700, excuse me. We can close that candle above here. Everything should be all well and good. Now, on the higher time frame, for an extension of this, like let's say that this is a massive wave 1, this was a wave 2, and we're starting a wave 3. A lot of you guys are Elliott wave chartists, so I like to kind of give you guys an idea of like, okay, where are we going with that? Breaking above this, really solid. Closing a daily candle above 52,700, even more solid. However, for the extended, like for the mid to long term, if we are going to be continuing up, what I really want to see happen here is I want to see us probably sweep this target and or retest this trend line here, or at least 52,700 and be coming back down to here where this top was, and testing either this level or this level before moving up further. The reason why is because the further that you move up without a retracement, the harder the retracement is going to be, okay? So that's the only thing that's kind of, I'm a little worried about with this because we've been going straight up for quite some time. This over here looks very similar to what we had happening over here, which also looked very similar to what we had happen over here and then again over here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The harder that you push to the top side, the harder the drop is going to be, okay? So for instance, in terms of percentage, if we measure this move, we retraced 50% from here. Okay, that's quite a bit from that leg up. That's a lot. If the same thing occurred like over here, say this is our top or whatever of the move, we would be coming back inside the channel. You would be revisiting 50 and 48K. Okay, so just keep those levels in mind. I know that everybody's bullish right now. I know that this is probably going to make a lot of you stop watching the video. Okay, I'm not bearish, but I am saying you have to be prepared for any situation as a trader. Don't marry a bias. Don't marry a position. As soon as you do that, you're going to bust and you're going to blow up your account. I promise you, because I've done it before. Okay. A lot of people, and especially a lot of newer traders, do that. Be very mindful. Okay. The higher that this shoots up with no retracement and no consolidation on the higher timeframes, the faster, swifter, and more violent a retrace will be. Okay. And we've seen that plenty of times. The same thing can happen here if and when, this finally ends up, running out of steam here. Okay. Just keep that in mind. In terms of the bullish side, again, super bullish. We had our support down here, broke through our midline, broke through our top finally, retested the top here. No retest of this midline here from the previous range. No retest of this previous top. Okay, so none of these areas. This is now 2 areas that have not been retested. We consolidated here, moved up higher, never retested this area either. This was a major level of prior resistance here, which basically, okay, so like this was our top, we had a blow off here, and then this was our retracement. This is normally what occurs after a blow off top. You get that one last final push on low volume, and then that's it. It's over. It starts tanking. That's exactly what happened here. This was our blow off, but this was our main level right here of resistance, which was right at 50,000, literally 50,500. We retested that on one wick perfectly and then moved up again. And now we closed a massive 4-hour candle above our previous high at 52,800. Okay. So that being the case, what do I think that's going to happen now? Well, again, for a healthy uptrend, I would like to see at least this retrace and retest this level or retest this level before going up. Okay. One of these two levels at minimum, I would like to see retested. Now, why am I saying these levels? Well, what I like to do, as you guys know, is I like to look for confluence. Okay. So if we are going to assume that we're topping here, again, this isn't a bearish video. I'm giving you guys an outlook of all situations. Okay. We already went over the bullish side. If you're being a smart trader and you entered here, or you entered here, or even here, these are the kind of candles, okay? This is the kind of price action you want to be selling into. You want to buy the red ones, you want to sell the green ones. That's just the way trading works. Change my mind. There are some small areas of confluence here, namely this area in here near our 382, which is basically between 50,500 and 50K, okay? So this little $500 range, this would be a good target retracement, okay? About the 382 level, especially if this is a gigantic wave one, and we're expecting like a really quick, shallow wave two retracement, that would be a very good place to be re-entering like leverage positions, or perhaps adding to your spot positions. A deeper retracement would put us to be retesting this level down here, okay, which is just between 0.5 and the golden pocket. If you go back and you start measuring some of these really big retracements and you know, things that we've had in the past, you will find that a lot of the times, Bitcoin won't exactly hit the golden pocket, but it will hit between the 0.5 and the 618. Okay, now that's very important to note, but we also have a major level of support here, okay, between those two levels. So this would be the ideal rebuy area if we did get some very serious profit taking up here, and or like a huge sweep of liquidations or something. Okay, that would be like the ideal area. But for me personally, I would be planning on first retesting, obviously, this level, our previous high. Definitely my first level of interest to be like getting back into a long position and or setting another ladder here, and then probably setting a stop like below this low or something, because if that breaks, I'd be looking at entering lower. Be patient, okay? Like don't FOMO in here at the top, because I can promise you, after price action like this, we're definitely closer to a top than we are to a retraced bottom. Okay, so be mindful, make sure that you're managing your risk. Okay, so I'll go ahead and refresh this real quick. This is on Binance, and it's looking like, obviously there's all a massive amount of liquidations down here. So what I'm going to do is just zoom in to like this top portion up here. Okay, we'll just zoom into this real quick so that we can get a better idea of exactly what's going on. Boom, there we go. A lot clearer to see here. Again, this is highblockcapital.com. Links are down in the description below if you want to check out this platform with my ref link. If you want to help support the channel, I think you'll also get 30 days free on this platform, if I'm not mistaken. On this is a really, really low time frame that this measures on. And right now, I'm pretty sure this would be a minute chart. And we kind of left these two 100x longs intact. That normally does not happen, especially when there's a major gap below them. I do expect that at some point during the day, these will probably get swept along with our first round of 100x shorts up here, which go up to about 55. What's this one? 55,620. Okay. On Binance, at least. So that's kind of where we're standing. There's a lot more shorts to be liquidated, and longs for that matter, on Binance. Than there are on Bitmex. And we're going to take a look at that in just a second. But again, just be mindful. Remember when I said those retracement areas? Okay, this is where that's where liquidity is too. That's where people's stops are, is at those support levels. That's why people say that they get stop hunted. They're not getting stop hunted. They just entered a position and they weren't patient enough. So their stop ends up being in a liquidity pool. Okay, or their liquidation in this sense, their liquidation would be in a, you know, it forms a liquidity pool there. But it's just like, it's like right at support, or it'll cause a throw over or throw under of support or resistance. Okay, that's kind of how these liquidation levels work. Again, I've done a pretty extensive video on this, not only for my members in the Discord, check out the Discord in the description below, but as well as on the free YouTube. You guys can go ahead. It's up here somewhere up there. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitmex real quick. All right, so on Bitmex, this is pretty much what we got right now. For whatever reason, it's showing that there's a gap here. Sometimes on the Bitmex chart, it does that. Let me actually check on TradingView if that's the same deal. On the 1 hour? No, it's not. Okay, so it's just not drawing correctly on here, but that's probably because it moved up so quickly. All of these are estimations, okay? At the end of the day, they're not, exact numbers. So we got a 50x short at 55,280, a 100x at 55,868, and then we've got a couple 25s up here, 57,641. Chances are that one is safe. Chances are this group of little small ones is safe. However, this 100x and 50x might not be so safe, okay? The price tends to move in the path of least resistance. Clearly, we're closer to these two shorts up here than we are to the longs down here on the downside. Now, I don't think that this is accurate in terms of the longs because everybody is super, super long right now. So I think that there's probably a lot more than this below us that this is just not showing. But obviously, there's no way for me to tell that. Look at these levels that I was talking about here, okay? There's 25x here, which probably won't get snagged nearly as much, but our first little block here is between 53.7 and 53.550. Okay, so that's one key level of basically prior support down in here. Okay, and we've actually got one right at prior support at 52K. Just make sure that you're paying attention to these things. This is how I judge where I want my positions. This is how I judge where I want my ladders for my entries and all of that stuff. So keep all of this stuff in mind if you are trying to either build a short position right now because you think we're topping, or if you're planning on entering in on some kind of retrace, because you missed the majority of this entire move or whatever. If you're looking for an entry, I would hold off and be patient. Patience will always pay off, okay? It will always pay off. Whether you're waiting to enter or waiting to exit, patience will always pay off, okay? All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you today. Again, make sure that you check out all those helpful links in the comment section or the description, down below. A link to my Discord is in there. The Discord is free and there's also a premium version as well. The whole schedule is in there of everything that I do on a daily basis, including analysis. Every day I do a live stream in there for a morning bell and all of that stuff. Pretty soon we're going to be branching out to Forex and commodities and legacy stocks and stuff like that, as well as we've been growing the challenge portfolio. So I'd really like and enjoy you guys to join us there. But again, check out all those links in the description. They're there to help you out. A lot of them are good services and things that I use on a daily basis. It's not a shill. It's just helpful stuff. So until next time, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so that you stay tuned and you're updated whenever I release a new video. And until next time, happy trading.